What's up, guys? My name is Dom and welcome back to Faith Family Homestead. Unfortunately, this morning we've had one of our chickens die. We have 4 dogs and it jumped its electric netting and one of the dogs got it. We're unsure of which dog, but we believe it was our German Shepherd puppy because we've seen him, when a chicken just jumped over before, pull its feathers out. They didn't eat it, but they, I don't know, plucked it to death because a lot of the feathers are missing on one of our roosters. And then one of our girl hens, a black copper Moran, a lot of her back feathers are missing, so, but she's alive, and so we have her in the house trying to recuperate. I am taking a walk over to the chickens right now with the girls just to check on everybody else. So the girls are gonna check if there's any eggs. Actually, I do already see 1 or 2 eggs in there. There's 3 eggs. Ooh. Lift that up. Lift that back up. So we'll walk over to the garden. I actually saw yesterday that we had some surprise in the garden ready to be harvested, but I didn't because I told myself I was going to come inside when I finished planting and I wasn't trying to overdo it. But I'm so excited to get back out there and show you what I saw. We actually have ducks coming. I got the notification from Murray McMurray that they've been shipped. We have 15 ducks, 3 different kinds. We have Khaki Campbell, Cayuga, and Pekin, if that's what it's called, or Pecan. I don't know, but it's a white meat duck. And so my husband is building this meat tractor because our meat chickens need to come out of that brooder so we can get ready for our ducks. We have to stop by Tractor Supply today and get some duckling feed, and so that's on our list. But I was so excited to get out here in the garden first. So these are our egg layers. They have gotten really big since we've had them. We have the ones with the little poofs on their head, which are Polish chicks. We have different kinds of those. And then over here are our meat chickens, and they are getting huge. They're like 2 weeks behind these chickens, and as you can see, some of them are bigger. Most of them are bigger. So we have to get them out into the on grass. Hey girls, and they're gonna need water and food. Okay, so what I saw was yesterday when I told you I needed to prune these turnips because it was blocking this tomato. Look how big those turnips are. There's more, not as big, but I saw that there's some pretty decent size. So I'll let you, Nia, pick one of the big ones. Oh, wow. Show it. Let's see. That's big. Now you want to pick one? The big one? Next to the one that Nia picked? Mm-hmm. Cool. That's so cool. And I think I saw some ready in another bed with the potatoes, so we'll go check on those as well. This is the other spot where I have turnips, and I already see one right there. Right there, Nia. You see it?
Oh, yes. I see. There.
Let's see. Yeah. This one came out with it. So we'll just keep that. Here you go. Let's see if there's any more. Do you see any more, Naya? Okay, so that's cool. I'm actually going to have the girls take the leaves off of these turnips, and we're going to put them as a mulch layer inside this bed to let them just compost in place. So these leaves had a lot of insect damage to them, so I've just been, when I'm pruning leaves, just been laying them in this bed as kind of like mulch, and it will just decompose and break down. You can of course eat turnip leaves, but I'm not. But I will eat the roots. So this is what they look like, all with the leaves taken out. We'll just go sit them inside, and I'll pickle these later. But now we're going to go to Tractor Supply. They're just running around.
Yeah.
So they don't have duckling feed, but they do have duck feed that I may get a bag. I just showed you they have ducklings there. They're feeding them chicken feed, which I know, or chicken starter grower, which I know I can do as long as I supplement with nutritional yeast. So I did order some nutritional yeast as backup from Amazon that should be here tomorrow. I'm going to come outside and check for fencing for the garden. So I'm actually back home. I was able to get the fencing that I'm going to use to fence in this garden area. The holes are bigger than my perimeter fencing, but that should be fine. I have a whole basket here of seeds that, and actually this I got this from Aldi, this blue hydrangea, and it's been sitting inside of my room, my glass room, and I'm gonna put this in a pot. The MR Gardener, I ordered, if you know the story of his 100-year-old tomato, the giant crimson tomato, I had ordered a pack of these and I forgot and never started them. So I'm going to just put a seed in the ground in the spot along this fence where some tomatoes died, and start it right in the ground. And then I also have a bag of house tools, like melon seeds. I have some okra seeds that I'm thinking about planting, just a variety. Oh, I also, something fun, have this package right here of Sunflower Steve. He did a pack of his 100 sunflower variety pack, and I bought a pack, and I'm hoping that I could get some of these planted in a bed as well. So this is my bag. I also have, or my basket, I have some zinnias that I might plant out. And so yeah, we'll see what we get to. So I have these 2 trays of cucumbers, and they lost the tags. One was bushy cucumber and one was miniature white cucumber. So I'm assuming that this one's a bushy cucumber because it's smaller, and I'm going to say this one's the miniature white. But either way, I'm going to take this tray, bushy cucumber, And I'm going to plant one of these. Maybe I'll plant it here in this top one right here. Usually herbs like thyme and oregano would grow back, but that has been like that for a while. I thought it was growing back at one point and then it died again, so I'm just gonna go ahead and put a cucumber in there. So this is, I'm guessing, the white miniature. You can see the roots are starting to wind around each other. You're not supposed to really transplant cucumbers and squash like that, but I started them because I wanted to see what would germinate instead of wasting a spot in the garden and then them not germinate. But I had this tower here and this strawberry plant died, so I am going to take out the root if I can, and this is where I'm going to plant this cucumber at. I both my hands to get that in there, but so that one's in there with these strawberries. Let's see what else we can get planted. While I'm doing this, I have my daughter fertilizing the garlic up there that I didn't fertilize yesterday in those beds. She also fertilized the garlic and onions that have been growing back here. As you can see, they're yellowing, looking crazy. My dog dug in this bed lots of times, so I don't even know what this garlic harvest is going to look like. But then she also fertilized, so I have elephant garlic back here. I have some soft neck garlic, I believe, in here, maybe soft neck in here, and then these are red onions that I planted from seed, and you can see they are starting to bulb up. They are actually doing better than the red onions that I started from seed and planted straight into the ground. I don't know, I didn't plant that there, so that's crazy. And this is a cilantro that went to seed. So I'm hoping that since she fertilized those with some fish emulsion, then they'll be good and we'll keep feeding it until it's time to harvest. I actually just decided, I have all of these containers that I used from last year when I was container gardening. I have some soil. I think I'm going to fill all these up and actually put some cucumber plants in there and some squash plants, and then have them dispersed all over through the garden. And I forgot that I still need to pot up that hydrangea that I saw. You know what? You can totally see that I'm prepared in the garden. I'm actually going to go ahead and plant this crimson, no it's not, what is it called? The tomato from M.I. Gardner. What was it called? Giant crimson tomato. I'm gonna actually go ahead and plant 2 seeds right now into this bed right here. So I have this spot right here where a tomato died, and I'm gonna just go ahead and plant 2 seeds. This pack came with 5 seeds, and I'm gonna plant 2 kind of spaced apart, so if both germinate I can separate them. I'm just making a little indentation over where I planted the seeds. So that's perfect. So to breed productive, I have the bag from sunflower seeds, the legacy sunflowers, and I also have this sunspot dwarf because this only comes with 100, and I can fit I think 162 sunflowers in this bed. So I'm thinking about planting some more sunflowers in this bed. I already planted my Pro Cut 6 different varieties in that bed. So I'm thinking about having my son go ahead and plant sunflowers in this bed. I was thinking that, or even using this bed that has carrots in it already, because I don't know if the carrots will come to full maturity since it is getting hot. And then maybe I could have the sunflowers next to each other. That was either my thought, or planting the sunflowers here between these perennial flowers and then these 2 potato beds. Now I'm actually not sure that I'm out here. I thought I was going to do it over here. I have to think. Okay, so I just asked my son, since he's going to be the one planting it, and he says that we should do it in this row, in this bed right here that has next to the perennial flowers. The first bed is potatoes and leeks, then it would be perennial flowers, sunflowers, potatoes, potatoes. So I'm going to hand this off to him and he's going to plant them. Okay, my son finished planting those sunflower seeds, and while he was planting that, the girls and I were transplanting cucumbers and squash into containers that I'll turn around and show you. I don't know how that sunflower patch is going to turn out, because I was supposed to be able to plant 162 seeds, and I don't know how many seeds is planted in there, but let me turn you around. I had these containers, so I went ahead and transplanted some squash that needed to be transplanted, and then I put seeds as well. So I'm going to try and grow some squash. I have a white squash, a green scallop squash. I have a yellow, actually this is a semi-compact watermelon, so it's called a yellow doll watermelon from Haas Tools. I'm going to try that. I have this is just a green zucchini, a white scallop squash, a gray zucchini, total eclipse squash. I have a cue ball squash, which is just like a circle, a green circle, and then I have total, what is this? Nope, a tandem squash. And then I also had my daughter plant out the blue hydrangea. Right now I have some cucumbers. Oh, and I planted some cucumbers in beds along this fence. I planted one right here in this bed that is I don't know how you pronounce that, but it's S-U-Y-O long cucumber, because I had planted clematis, 3 clematis, one there, there, and there, and that one didn't come up. So I planted a cucumber there. I planted a bushy cucumber here, and it's only supposed to get, I think, 1 to 2 feet. And so I planted it in this container, and I had these trellises that I got a bunch of these on clearance one year for like 20 cents each. So I have a bunch of them, and obviously these are not used for tomatoes, so I'm hoping it can trellis this. And then I also planted one more cucumber down here, a market more cucumber, because some pole beans didn't sprout right here, so they'll have a cucumber right here. So now what I'm thinking is I'm going to have, or me and my girls are going to go up to the front where there's sugar snap peas planted, and I'm going to plant some cucumbers to grow up along that fence there. I have some salt and pepper pickling cucumbers. I have a Space Master. I have miniature white, and then the national pickling cucumber, and I'm going to transplant them across that fence, and where the spaces where the sugar snap peas didn't germinate really well, and use that space to grow these cucumbers. I have this lengthwise of the fence where not a lot of snap peas sprouted, or they sprouted and then got killed by the frost. And so thinking about planting all of these cucumbers to grow up along this fence, and this fence is 4 feet high. Okay, so I planted 2 national pickling cucumbers here. Then I planted Space Master there, Space Master there, and a Space Master over there. Then I planted miniature white. I have 3, 1 right here, 1 right here, 1 right there. And then last I planted 2 salt and pepper pickling cucumbers, 1 there and 1 there. That should be plenty enough cucumbers. Hopefully they all do well up there. I still have some Armenian yard-long cucumbers that I'm going to put in some beds just so that I can use one of the cattle panel hoops and trellis them. I think it would be really pretty, as well as maybe some yard long beans. And yeah, just moving this. I planted this purple coneflower here last year, and it had carrots in it, and I just pulled that one out, and that one actually had a baby carrot. Let's see, this, I guess I had planted carrots in here previously. So what I'm doing is going around and putting containers at the ends of beds, like I've already done in the middle with these Dollar Tree containers. So that one has purple echinacea, this has peppermint, this has bee balm, that's the yellow doll watermelon, because I don't mind if it trails out that way or that way. So this is what it's looking like. Very colorful. I have this space inside this bed that I have lilies planted, and then some echinacea. But I'm wondering if I should put, I have pineapple, ground cherry, and then Aunt Molly's ground cherry, and I'm thinking I could fit 4 because I have 4 right there, maybe like 1, 2, 3, like 4 somewhere in this area that's open. I think those sprouty things are grass, and then this doesn't look like, I think this is a weed too. I know that's a weed because and that's a weed right there, and that's a weed. So I don't know. I don't remember planting. Wow, that is a weed because that's coming up all together. So yeah, I'm gonna pull this. Yeah, I'll pull this and all of those, and we'll plant some ground cherries in this bed with the lilies. For reference, it's has the ranunculus at the end that's dying back, and it also has a lot of weeds in there too that I saw earlier. That all of that right there needs to be pulled out. So I'm gonna have my girls work on this bed with me. So that's absolutely crazy how much weeds was in this bed. They were kind of just blending in with the ranunculus, so I didn't know, but got all of the weeds out, and then I planted the 4 ground cherries. So I have 1 baby one right there, 1 right there, 1 there, and 1 there. And then we also just weeded the other beds, and I had my son and daughter weed the asparagus beds as well, and my son weeded the strawberry bed. But this is crazy amount of weeds. I think I'm just going to water in this ginger and the cucumber I planted in that raised bed, my fruit trees, and then go inside, call it a day. Feel like I've done a lot already. So, and the sun is going down, it's dinner time, so I feel quite accomplished. So, thank you guys for hanging out with me, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.